Good evening, everyone. Not long now. Hopefully, you've got your costume ready. So, from apparitions last time, we're going to be talking about wraiths. Some few years ago, a Mrs. H, residing in Limerick, had a servant whom she much esteemed, called Nelly Hanlon. Nelly was a very steady person, whom seldom asked for a holy day, and consequently, Mrs. H was the less disposed to refuse her when she requested a day's leave of absence for the purpose of attending a fair that was taking place a few miles off. The petition was therefore favourably heard. But when Mr. H came home and was informed of Nelly's proposed excursion, he said she could not be spared, as he had invited some people to dinner for that day, and he had nobody he could trust with the keys of the cellar except Nelly. Unwilling, however, after giving her consent to disappoint the girl, Mrs. H said that she would herself undertake the cellar department on the day in question. So, when the wished-for morning arrived, Nelly departed in great spirits, having faithfully promised to return that night if possible, or at the latest, the following morning. The day passed as usual, and nothing was thought about Nelly till the time arrived for fetching up the wine. Mrs. H proceeded to the cellar stairs with the key, followed by a servant carrying a bottle basket. She had, however, scarcely begun to descend when she uttered a loud scream and dropped down in a state of insensibility. She was carried up the stairs and laid upon the bed, while, to the amazement of the other servants, the girl who had accompanied her said that they had seen Nelly Hanlon, dripping with water, standing at the bottom of the stairs. The story was repeated to Mr. H on his return home, whereupon he reproved the woman for her folly, and proper restoratives being applied, Mrs. H at length began to revive. As she opened her eyes, she heaved a deep sigh, saying, "Oh, Nelly Hanlon!" and as soon as she was sufficiently recovered to speak, she corroborated what the girl had said. She had seen Nelly at the foot of the stairs, dripping as if she had just come out of the water. Mr. H used his utmost efforts to persuade his wife out of what he looked upon as an illusion. Nelly, he said, will come home by and by and laugh at you, while she, on the contrary, felt sure that Nelly was dead. The night came, and the morning came, but there was no sign of Nelly. When 2 or 3 days had passed, inquiries were made, and it was ascertained that she had been seen at the fair and started to return home in the evening, but from that moment all traces of her were lost, till her body was ultimately found in the river. How she came by her death was never known. Thanks again for joining me. Take care, everyone.